Mickey Dickey here with my update on the stocks that I'm looking for next week. Now, just to reiterate, these are stocks that I'm looking for trends. I'm not necessarily telling you to buy them or that I'm even looking to buy them. I'm looking for trends to help my clients so that I can invest their money properly. Now, as these companies report, they're going to report gross sales, net profit, and guidance. And the bigger thing I'm looking for is not what they give, but how the market reacts to this guidance and the sales and the profit. So I understand that there are more companies that report in a given week, and I just pick the ones that I think are going to give me the trends that I'm looking for based upon the stocks that are reporting next week. So just give you an idea. On Monday, there's really not much I'm looking for, which is kind of typical. There are some regional banks that are reporting, but we've kind of got a feeling for what the banks are doing and how the market's reacting to them from the last week or so, which, I mean, generally speaking, the banks are anticipating a recession. So they're setting aside a bunch of money for losses. And, that gives us our trend there. So Tuesday is really the kind of the bigger day that we're looking at. And it kind of starts things off. And the trends that I've been looking at and I've continued to talk about are that I'm looking at trends where I'm seeing people that had left specifically the large cap growth stock companies such as Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Apple, and rotated into value stocks and or cash last year. I'm looking for them to be reverting back into those growth stocks. And as I mentioned on my update this week, we're continuing to see that trend, and you can look at on what's currently updated. So the NASDAQ is up significantly more than the Dow and the S&P, which that's the trend that I would want to see. So on Tuesday, after the bell, you're in a Microsoft report. Now this week, they came out and they're laying off some people, which is great down the road. Now the question is, how is it going to affect their current numbers coming up this quarter? It may not affect them at all. And that's kind of what we're looking at here. So if they come in and they beat on the top and the bottom line and their profits and, and their guidance is good, then, and they've just laid off a bunch of people, it's probably going to be a really good trend for that situation. But again, I want to see how the market reacts to earnings for Microsoft. Johnson & Johnson reports before the market on Tuesday. Danaher reports. Verizon reports. Now, the Verizon one, they've been down significantly. So I want to see how their numbers go. And again, how does the market react to this section? Because as far down as it is, really should have an opportunity for some growth in here. In addition to that, you've got Raytheon and Lockheed Martin. Both of them have done very well for the last year or so based on the war in Ukraine. So I'm going to see how their numbers go and again, how the market reacts to it. With such a big run up, there might be a drop off here. GE reports, again, kind of one of the first from their split off here. Now, DR Horton reports, which again is just another builder. And we've kind of seen what's going on. And they're getting close to their 12 or 52-week high. So it'll be interesting to see how their numbers come out and see if they're similar to what Pulte was last week. The two outliers here that I'm really looking for some trends on. The first is ISRG, Intuitive Surgical. This is a growth stock, has a relatively high PE. They do some amazing things in the medical service industry. So they have not done well the last couple of quarters, and not just done well stock-wise, how they're reporting and actually how they perform. So it's going to be interesting to see how they perform in this market. And, do they turn things around and do they get the numbers going in the right direction? And then 3M reports before the market on Tuesday as well. So I'm looking at 3M to give me some really good ideas. I mean, it hasn't done well, and I want to see how the market responds to that particular one. Wednesday, a big round of stuff. Tesla, Nextera, AT&T, IBM, CSX, railroads, Lam Research. So we're getting into some semiconductors. CCI, which is Crown Castle, which is a REIT, which have not done well recently, but Crown Castle is not your typical REIT. Crown Castle mainly handles cell towers. So it's interesting how, that market has gone and whether it's going to have a comeback because, I mean, again, the leases on these things are pretty stable. So the two that I'm really kind of focused on is this next one is Kimberly-Clark. And are they going to do the same thing that happened with Procter & Gamble? Are they going to have a margin squeeze on their end? again, that's not to say that they're good, bad, or indifferent. It's going to be interesting to see how that transpires. And then the last one I'm looking at on Wednesday is Steel Dynamics. Again, just to see how that section of the market's going. So, and then Thursday, you've got Verizon, or excuse me, not Verizon, you got Visa, MasterCard, Comcast, Intel, so another semiconductor, Sherwin-Williams, BX, which is not necessarily a REIT, but has a lot of office investing and has really been hammered the last few months. Valero, so you've got oil company, Dow, Tractor Supply. Now, on Friday, you've got Chevron, Charter, American Express, and Clorox. Now, what I'm trying to get on this is it's going to give us a really broad picture of what's going on here. The question really becomes, are we really seeing this turn? Are we seeing the growth stocks, if they do well, being given that? I mean, like Netflix, came out yesterday and gave out their numbers, but the day was up significantly, even though they've had a great run. They had a good quarter. So, are they going to continue to be able to be given good runs? Is the market going to respond positively to the good news from some of these companies? Because honestly, over the last year, it just didn't really matter whether you did well or not. You just got punished just because you were a growth stock. So that's what we're really looking forward to here, is to see if the market's actually responding in a positive way to positive advice, and negatively if it's a bad quarter. So I really think next week's going to give us a really nice idea what's going on. And just to give a precursor, the following week, we've got the Fed coming out. We'll have Apple and Google. So we're really going to, I think, have a really good picture of what's going on going forward, at least for the rest of the first quarter, based upon what we've got coming out next week. So I'll give you an update on what I find from what's coming out of those reports next week. Dickie out.